Welcome to the official BART podcast, Hidden Tracks Stories from BART. I'm Chris Filippi, your host for this episode, and I'm joined by John Allen, a transit vehicle mechanic at our Hayward Maintenance Complex. John is BART's answer to MacGyver. In his time at BART, he's become an expert at keeping some of the oldest trains in the entire fleet in operation. We'll learn how he and his fellow mechanics use creativity, reverse engineering, and anything they can find on the internet to keep these trains moving. John, thanks so much for joining us on Hidden Tracks.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
I think your job title of transit vehicle mechanic doesn't really go far enough in describing the work that you do and what your colleagues do. You literally keep 50-year-old trains up and running. The first challenge, I would think, is sometimes just finding the parts because they're not produced anymore.
No, they're not. We have searched the internet. We have called around the world. We have made parts inside the shop. We have taken literally pictures of things and reversed engineer it with our engineering team to get these pieces, to get them back on the trains. Perfect examples, we were looking for a breaker for our legacy fleet that hadn't been produced in 25 years, and we found one that was close. We got it. We got some pieces out of the aviation world, and we did some machining on these breakers to put into our auxiliary power supply equipment underneath the car to get the cars, back repaired to keep them on the tracks to haul our patrons around. So yeah, it's a full-time job. Keeping them up and going.
I'm chuckling over your breaker story because it's not like the part just went out a few months ago and oh darn, we just missed it. No, it hasn't been made in 25 years.
It hasn't been made in 25 years, and then a lot of the things that we get, there's a 6 to 8 month lead time on a short end of things. So we have to constantly look way into the future to keep parts rolling in.
How important is experience and know-how and being able to basically plug and play with all these random parts and as you said, even refabricating certain items?
Yeah, it's huge, and you have to really think outside the box. You have to take a lot of pride in your work. We have an excellent engineering team that comes down and they have to do the same thing. They have to think outside the box. Because we just can't go down and get store-bought items.
John, you've been at BART for 16 years. What do you like about this job?
Well, it's the challenge of it. Keeping 50-year-old cars up and running. There has been times when we have looked at something and I've literally laid awake at night. I know you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to leave work at home. But I've literally laid it home at night in bed going, how am I going to do that? How am I going to fix that? How are we going to get in there and repair this that we can't get? And then to come in the next day and go, yep, that's how I'm going to do it. And do it and have it run and have it go, not fail, not come back. That's job satisfaction.
You have yet to encounter a car that you couldn't get back into circulation.
Nope, I'm very proud of that fact. That's a big staple for us. So, and it just shows a team effort, and we take pride in what we do.
John Allen, a transit vehicle mechanic with BART, thank you so much for all the work you and your colleagues do, and of course for joining us here on Hidden Tracks.
Thank you. It was a pleasure and an honor.
Thanks for listening to Hidden Tracks Stories from BART. You can listen to our podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and of course at our website, bart.gov/podcasts.